Hey everyone, welcome back to Drawing with Jerin. Today we are going to be doing a commission and interview with my best friend, Kat. Kat, if you would like to introduce yourself and the character that we'll be working on.
I am Erin's best friend. We've been best friends for fucking ever, and by that I mean a fucking decade.
Yeah, at least.
This is Theophilus Hayden. Theo is a character that I've had since 2002. The way I came up with him was kind of really weird. TLDR, there was a bogus past life regression that I underwent with some shady people, and the only valuable thing I came out of with that experience was Theo's design. I really admired my friend, and I wanted to get closer to them. They believed in a lot of past life stuff, and they were like, oh, we really like you now, Kat, but did we know you before? And, I think most of it was made up, but the feeling I felt for my friend sort of manifested in this character who was captain of the guard, very loyal to his king, cared a lot about honor. That was the basis for the character that would become Theo. The story of Knightface and the story of Theo is I took inspiration from this character that I saw, and I put me on it. The main friend that I went to see had this significant other who was very manipulative. It became very dramatic, and I had to do a lot of stuff I wasn't proud of to get away from them. The drama that I got into and out of is really hard to explain to people outside of a certain fandom, and I wanted to try to explain what happened to me without using any referential material. So the way it comes out is I've sort of taken the metaphor of this is people's religion.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I feel a little awkward writing Theo with the metaphor for faith as a stand-in for the video game thing, because with the video game thing, people can take a step back and say, oh, this is just fandom drama.
Well, I mean, in some fandom drama is very serious business, not everyone takes a step back. I'm not trying to be snarky or anything, but fandom is
right.
Serious business.
It is just a vehicle for the story I want to tell. The story I want to tell is the one of this young man who falls in love and gets betrayed, and when he gets betrayed, he's literally stabbed in the back. So Theo has this wound that essentially he thinks he created himself, even though he was fucking stabbed. Knightface takes place on its own planet. The basis for the thing is fantasy, but also has this underlayer of sci-fi. So there's a feudal society that's trying to come out of the Dark Ages, and Theo discovers this artifact that sort of exonerates the Faustian devil of their religion, Kairos. In the legend, there's a good goddess and a bad war goddess, and in the beginning of time, there was this eternal battle that got chunked in half when the good goddess finally slayed the bad goddess, broke her apart into 1,000 pieces, and sealed her forever in a thing. Well, guess what? It's not forever, because who's that idiot who woke up the war goddess? It's Kairos!
Of course.
We hate him! We hate him, precious! Why would anybody love Kairos? And then the artifact that Theo finds is actually a correspondence, a letter from Kairos to one of the people who also becomes a god. His name is Salir. It sort of proves that the gods of this planet Yanin, are human. That information really shocks the world, and it makes a lot of people angry. It makes a lot of people angry, but it also frees a lot of people. So he becomes famous with the use of some very, I hope, unique aliens. The way they're used to communicating is through images, and they are called the Imagers, because I'm super creative.
That's a good name, though.
I'm super.
It makes sense.
Not affiliated with Imager, the image sharing platform,
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, well, I think that's spelled differently, isn't it?
In my head, I just read it as Imager, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck. What have I done? Theo's heresy discovery is a double-edged sword. It both damns him and saves him at the same time. Through his fame, people who wouldn't have been able to contact him before this are able to, because the Imagers have this worldwide network, which is totally not my metaphor for the internet. And among the friends that he makes for the first time are two people called Evandis and Valedra. Evandis is a young man who's also a scholar, and then there is Valedra, who is Evandis' girlfriend. She comes to Theo as, I really love your ideas and stuff, but she goes a little overboard. Theo is convinced by Valedra to leave his family and home behind and to come make this shrine to their Faustian devil god. Even though he falls in with Evandis and Valedra, who betray him, it also allowed him to make contacts enough where he was able to get saved after he was betrayed. I'm currently going through and retooling most of the text, because when I did the first draft of Knightface, I published it live. I didn't edit it. It was just all very emotionally and dramatically uploaded. I'm writing this in a very emotional way, so none of it really makes any narrative sense
okay.
right now.
Narrative sense can come later. I think your writing is really good, though. Just putting that out there.
Oh, thank you. I think it is where it is because I'm paranoid that it's not.
I completely understand that. 100%. Totally. Same.
I started out Knightface as a webcomic because I express myself better through images still, especially with trying to work up an entire world around it. It's easier to show a picture than try to describe it in words. I never really healed properly because I never got to express how upset I was in a way that I felt comfortable with. The incident that I'm attempting to outline in Knightface sort of led me to have a gigantic emotional breakdown. You know how in Final Fantasy VI, when the World of Ruin happens and you come across Terra for the first time and she doesn't want to rejoin the fight? I've sort of been not ready to fight yet Terra for the last 15 years because of this incident. I had kind of an abusive friend. I don't want to drag him all over the place because I don't want the attention, but let's just call him L. L was very good at making me feel like my pain wasn't worth talking about. He always took interest in most of what I was doing, but he had no interest in listening to what I had to say about what happened to me, so my story went a little bit untold, and I felt like I had no right to tell it when essentially that wasn't true at all. So from 2003 to 2010, it just sat in me and burned a hole in me when I should have been healing. And when I stopped being friends with Elle, I was finally freed of that, oh no, you shouldn't talk about it. And now I'm like, okay, I'm talking about it, it's rough, but I'm having the conversation. I'm moving forward a little bit.
I understand, to the extent that I can understand. I relate to your story a lot. Yeah, I'm not trying to be equate the same thing, but...
Yeah, no, right, no.
I get it.
Honestly, you reaching out to me when we first became friends helped me realize that I should say what I have to say about the thing that happened to me, because I went through a lot of pain and I might not find any use in my life for the pain, but I know that if I tell my story, it will help someone, and being able to help you really helped me.
That's so awesome. That's wonderful.
So, that's one of the reasons why we're still friends and why you're my best friend. It's like...
well, I'm really glad that that helped you too, because it really made a lot of difference for me at a time in my life that was very difficult and very lonely a lot of times. But you being there for me really made a difference. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think I've really had the chance to say how much your help has improved my life. After the thing that happened to me, I was very afraid of reaching out to anybody on the internet, and I was worried at all that I would find any more friends on the internet that I could trust. And because of you, I trust again.
That means so much to me. Thank you. I'm really glad. I'm like being awkward, but that's
Aw.
really that means the
You're
world
good.
to me.
You guys are
Yeah.
nerds. You can't help it.
Hey, it takes one to know one, nerd.
You say nerd like it's a
Yeah.
bad thing. It's very hard for me to summarize what happened to me. So half of why I'm working on Knightface is to have something to go back to point out, oh, this and this happened, and that's why I'm here. The point I've gone through in my own life, my own scars are healing. And writing for Theo is sometimes painful because it reopens old wounds, but it's also like a thing where, oh, I've gotten so much further.